show at 11:40 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Oh, yeah, reunited, and it feels so good. Kyle Draper coming to us from San Francisco, getting ready for his pre- and post-game duties for the Kings and the Nets. Jay's back with us, and, Jay, this for the NFL, it seems like a dream Super Bowl matchup for 49er fans. It seems like a nightmare, does it not?
I ain't woke up yet. It's terrible.
I hear rumors that you might skip the game.
Oh, there's no rumors about it. It's the truth. Sources have told me that Jay will be skipping the Super Bowl game.
Told you. And Kyle Draper, all kidding aside, good for you. Congratulations and all that. Fly, Eagles, fly. What do you got? Good for you.
First of all,
yeah.
Where's Jay at? I need to see Jay on camera, Jay. I need to see you on camera because it's disrespectful for you to start this show without the anthem, Fly, Eagles, Fly, baby. That's how
I thought about it, but then I was like, nah, I'll be feeding into the NFL machine that is.
Hey, I'm feeling great, man. It's interesting. I'm down here in the Bay Area. I'm listening to some of the local radio down here. They're losing their minds. They're like, we don't know who to root for now. We don't like the Chiefs or the Eagles. We might have to root for the Chiefs this week and all that. And I'm like this. It's Philly against the world right now. I see you, Jay. That's right. Get up on that screen, big dog. Get up on that screen and pay respect.
I got you just because you asked me today. I got you.
I'm not even going to say much on the Eagles. I need you guys. I need Niners fans. I need Raiders fans. Whoever you are, acknowledge the Eagles are a class organization. Acknowledge the Eagles are a top-notch organization. Acknowledge my boy Nick Sirianni is a good coach. You got to call it. Jay, you don't get the 2 Super Bowls. Whitey, you don't get the 2 Super Bowls in 3 years without being a good coach. Acknowledge my boys are legit. And right now, we are the class of the NFC.
Let me tell you this. Jay and I have talked about this. We have agreed that we're going to lay all that out, going to sing the praises of the Eagles, talk about what a great organization is. We're going to kick off the second hour of the show today with that. We're saving it for the second. Right, Jay?
That's
we got one, but a phantom second hour that we know you have to go do your job for NBC.
I'll tell you,
that's
man.
Right. Shorter show today.
A better coach than Shanahan. He's proven it. 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. 2 Super Bowls. Hurts is better than Brock Purdy. 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. That's what I'm saying.
Man, how did this turn into an Eagles versus 49ers conversation?
That's right.
Why is your sights not set on the Kansas City Chiefs right now? Why are your sights set on the 49ers?
I got 2 weeks to deal with them.
Okay.
I'm going to give Niners because I remember this time last year, all the hate I got coming my way when the Niners made the Super Bowl. I need y'all to have that same energy when my team is up. You know what I mean? My guy David Neal on the YouTube chat. Congrats, Kyle. Go Eagles for 1 game only. How about that, Niners fans? Why don't we all band together in our hatred of the Chiefs? Can we do that?
It's possible. Stranger things have happened. I have a question for you, and I know I texted you about this last night, but does it bother you at all that for all the money that you have spent to take your daughter to see Taylor Swift, and she's from Pennsylvania, and yet here you are with your team back in the biggest game of them all, and Miss Pennsylvania, she ain't rooting for your team, Drapes.
I'll say this, Whitey. For my girl Tay-Tay, and she's my girl, her and I were in the same stadium together, it's a win-win for her. It's a win-win for her, big fella. Either her man wins or her team wins. Because let's be honest, she was an Eagles fan before she was a Chiefs fan. Trust me.
Was she?
Of course she was.
Is that confirmed?
Those Steelers out there in Pittsburgh, in Philadelphia, and Pennsylvania, I tell you that. So it's a win-win for her. But you know what? I actually talked to my daughter about this morning. I'm like, honey, the Chiefs are Taylor Swift's team, but the Eagles are your dad's team. Who you going for? She said, Dad, I'm going for the Eagles. So Long as my daughter Quinn, is riding with me, I'm good. I don't care about
fly Eagles fly.
Yeah, she's smart. She knows Dad ain't taking me to any more
Right.
Taylor Swift shows if I don't tell him I'm rooting for his team. She's very smart. Very smart. Good for you. Yeah.
Let me just say, my mom texted me after the game and said, "Hey, can I order you a Eagles hat?" And I said, "Damn, Skippy." Well, I got the notification about an hour ago.
Damn Skippy, Mom.
You told Mom's damn Skippy?
I got the notification an hour ago. It's on the way. So trust me, one of these days I'm going to come in with the Hurts jersey, the Eagles hat. Next time I'm in studio, your boy's going to be decked out.
I will say this about your team in all seriousness. It is interesting that every team that goes to the Super Bowl, a couple times in a short period, everybody raves about the coach and the quarterback. Every team that's done that. Not that a lot have, but when a team does that, great coach, great quarterback. No one ever says that about your team. And I will say it's about time the two of them got some credit, and that them as a tandem, that they got some credit as well, Drapes. I'll say that for your team.
Thank you, Whitey. I appreciate that because, you don't get to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years without having some talent and being good at your job. And the way we laid the smackdown to those Commanders, last them in all phases of the game, coaching, offense, defense, special teams, my boys were ready. And so I will say, Sirianni needs to get some credit. I know he looks like, a guy that, doesn't know what he's doing, but you can't argue with the results. 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. You can't argue with that.
I'll throw a little bit of icing on the cake.
Wow.
I want to salute not so much the team, but the team contributed to it. You got to give love to Eagle fans. Last night, the way they showed out, I haven't seen anything negative besides, and this sounds bad because, you don't want to break public property. I've seen some, light fixtures and things like that. But if that's the most that we're going to see, hopefully, I got to give love out to the fans. They showed out last night. There were a couple things I was going to shoot you guys as well. I was going to send it to Draper, but I'm like, I already know Drapes has seen it. The picturesque view of Broad Street, and I've only been to Philadelphia one time in my life, but Broad Street was crazy. It literally looked like, the biggest strip that you possibly could celebrate in a city. That was dope. You saw and Drapes, I don't remember the proper name for the steps, the Rocky statue. Yeah, there you go. That was completely full. There were so many different opportunities to see like Philadelphia Eagles fans celebrate. I saw people doing the electric slide in the middle of the street in Philadelphia. Like, that's cold. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
When you have an opportunity, even though I will say this, you guys are celebrating a little premature because the NFL is coming. Let's just say that. Yeah. I got to give love to the fans, to a fan base that knows how to celebrate the opportunity. I'm all for that. So shouts out to the Eagles fans, even my boy Drapes.
Thank you, Jay. And I'll piggyback on that. Did you guys see the pictures and the video of the shopping cart hibachi?
Yes.
Yes.
That's classic. I love that. I had never thought of that, dude. And now I'm like, damn, these are diehard fans. That's how we ride in Philly, man. And so it's our time to celebrate. Jay's right. We got to beat the Chiefs and the NFL and the officials in a couple of weeks, but our boys are up for it. I think we're up for it.
Did you already start with that? Now, I know how Jay feels, but you're already starting with the officials?
Yeah, I'm like Phil Jackson. I'm already laying that out there. I'm already sowing those seeds. Jay know how it is. I mean,
Drapes the Zen master.
Yesterday, right? Come on now. So
that was at least one of our listeners on X posted that the guy with the hibachi card, Jason Siebenthal, I think, and he was asking if you were going to partake in any of that. But what do you make of the matchup? Putting all the nonsense aside, to the extent that we ever do that, what do you think of this matchup?
No, I think it's a great matchup, man. I think it's, two very balanced teams. I'm talking offense and defense. It's going to be tough because you guys know, I said it in week 1, just hand the Chiefs the title. Like the way the Chiefs played in week 1, and they pretty much carried it through the season. They just always find a way to win. To Jay's point, though, they have been getting some help. and the Eagles got a little help yesterday too. There's some questionable calls, but I mean, they just know how to work the officials. They know how to, like, the one catch that should have been ruled maybe an interception, but then it was ruled a catch and really should have been incomplete. It's like they always seem to get the benefit of the doubt on some of these calls, and so it's going to be tough. But honestly, fellas, if we're being truthful, I'm talking on paper, position by position. I feel like Philly's the most talented team. They're the more talented team. Now, can the coaching staff get to the level of Andy Reid and his coaching staff? That might be the key.
Remember when Andy Reid, I'm sure you remember when he coached your team and he was like, he doesn't know how to manage the clock and he can't win the big one. And now it's the total opposite of that, right? Opposite. Yeah.
Right. You don't want to face them in a close game, right?
Right.
Now it's like brilliant coaching, brilliant quarterback play. And some people are saying, we got to see this matchup again. I think, honestly, this is probably the best matchup in terms of eyeballs. Like, if the Bills would have made it Eagles-Bills, that would have been a good one. But because you got Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, you got a dynasty. They're trying to make history. I think this is, of the four teams that advanced to the conference finals, this is the best matchup, I think.
Yeah, my understanding is Philadelphia, seriously, is a heavily metered city, even among the major cities when you talk about the ratings. So some people that know about these things are saying this has a chance to be the most watched or the highest rated Super Bowl of all time. So wouldn't surprise me. So we'll come back with more on that. Of course, Drapes get ready for the Kings and the Nets. We'll break that down for you. Jimmy Butler, the latest Jimmy Butler news. We've got that. And yes, we have to talk about those Chiefs and the officials when we come back. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Nets. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 3. Tip-off at 4:30. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports 1140.
Hey, what's up, Sacramento? It's Kyle Draper. Turn up the cleanliness at your restaurant, healthcare, or industrial business with Alsco Uniforms, the official sponsor of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. We've got you covered with crisp uniforms, hygienically clean linens, floor mats, and, of course, mops delivered weekly. But that's not all. Alsco Uniforms also offers weekly services for first aid and restroom supplies. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Just go to alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's ALSCO.com.
Hey, it's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, and the regular season is over, but the high hand bonuses, those are not. $500 per primetime football game, whether it's weekend, Monday night, whatever it may be. And those bonuses available until the season ends, including the big game on February 9th. Capital Casino, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com. Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Celebrate the new year in style with a new Honda from Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. With over 500 new Hondas in stock and ready to go, now is the time to save on your favorite Honda in person or online. CR-V, HR-V, Pilot, Accord, Civic, and Ridgeline. It's a new year with endless possibilities. Get the deals that make it easy to say yes at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Dan back one more time. He looks, he pumps. He is going deep, and it is almost intercepted. It is intercepted. It is intercepted. For the second time in 2 weeks, it is Quinyon Mitchell who comes down with the ball.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
I don't know who I'm rooting for, Jay. Jay's not even watching the Super Bowl.
Nah, I'm out, man.
You watching the halftime show?
Nah, I'm out on that too.
Oh, you out on the halftime show?
Yeah, because I can easily go back and watch that.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were saying because it's going to be a whack performance.
No, performance I believe is going to be solid. The game is going to be a whack performance.
Mm-hmm. Taylor can't make an appearance in the show, right? With her boyfriend's team in there. I don't think there's any way. Is there, Drapes? They can't have her participate in the show.
Nah, they can't do that. No. She wouldn't do that anyway. She wouldn't do that anyway. I mean, she's a Pennsylvania native. I just can't see her doing that. And think about it, dude. To get Taylor Swift in the show, she's bigger than the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't need that. Nah, Super Bowl's beneath her, big fella.
Really?
What? Wait a minute.
Wow.
Super Bowl's beneath Taylor Swift because she don't need it, Jay. She don't need a big fella. She don't need it to sell tour tickets like Kendrick Lamar and SZA do.
Oh, here you go.
You know, you heard those rumors, right, Jay, about their tour tickets not selling too well?
Yeah, I have. I'm actually going to the concert in Chicago.
Why are you going that far, bro?
Man, the wife, man, you know how it goes. Come on. You just took your daughter up to Canada, a whole nother country. You get it?
And Jay, you don't like the way they're promoting the halftime
No,
show?
You know what? Have you seen the promos of Kendrick Lamar? And of course, they introduced SZA this past weekend. Have you guys seen like these promos?
I think they're kind of underwhelming, aren't they?
Yeah, it's like if you're trying to sell something that had a little bit of controversy, right? Like we can all agree. Kendrick Lamar, Drake situation, Drake has argued that Kendrick Lamar is eating off Drake's name. I'm not going to argue that. But the other part of that too is there was also, some kickback on him even performing in New Orleans, even Lil Wayne, one of the fathers, the forefathers of Louisiana, New Orleans came out and said like, look, I would like to be a part of it. I just thought that they could give him a little more oomph. Instead of black and white, throw a little color. I just don't really like the promotion that they're giving him. I think they could help him out a little more. I also think they're doing him a disservice in the fact of Kendrick Lamar is a huge name right now. But again, and I hate to say it like this, giving Drake some love, I think you also have to, you got to kind of intertwine another huge name too. Yeah.
Taylor Swift? I don't know. Drapes, listen, I apologize. I know we have Drapes takes today at some point. You let me, we can do that now. We do that whenever, obviously, whenever you want to do it. You just let us know when you're ready and we will roll that. Yeah.
I was born ready. Give me the music now, Jay. Shoot.
Okay. All right. There we go. Look out.
Calm down, Ryan. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Drapes Takes doesn't always have to be Kings related. It don't always have to be Sacramento Kings related. Sometimes it could be about football. Sometimes it could be about baseball. It could be about life. And I'm going to start off by saying my experience in New York City this past weekend, I was on the call for the Knicks-Kings game. It was fantastic. It was great. Being at Madison Square Garden, sitting courtside, got my man Walt Clyde Frazier 2 steps down. I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram post.
I did.
I got Chris Rock over here. I got Adam Sandler over here. I'm saying what's up to my man Fat Joe, the rapper. It was a dream come true for me just to be sitting courtside. And I had a great time calling the game. Even though my squad lost the game, it was fun calling that game. With that being said, my first take has to do with New York Knicks fans. That's right. I'm going to go there right now. I know if y'all seen the video going on out there in social media on Twitter or Instagram. Somebody spliced up a video of me and Katie on the call against the Knicks the other day. And they talking about we're just whining and crying about the officials all game. Let me say this. Knicks fans, y'all need to worry about your damn team and don't worry about our broadcast and our team. Y'all got to win. Be happy. Hey, Whitey, I can't tell you how many Knicks fans have come in my mentions talking about you guys are trash. Is that how y'all really are? Shut up. Josh Hart was doing more whining than anybody out there. Knicks fans, be happy y'all finally got a good team and leave my squad out of it. Leave Katie out of it. Leave me out of it. Enjoy what you got. Enjoy Walt Clyde Frazier out there. Enjoy a Mike Green out there on the call. Don't be coming at our head. You guys were whining way too much. I'm talking about the Knicks players. Way too much during that game. So excuse me if I whine back a little bit. That's the way you guys play. And listen to this, Whitey and Jay. New Yorkers are supposed to be all rough and rugged and tough and everything. And when we call them that, they're like, oh, Drake, you're too soft and everything. Shut up, Knicks fans. They got me fired up. I thought it was a hell of a game. They played a great game, but their Knicks fans had to ruin it by whining about our broadcast, fellas. I don't know if you saw that, Whitey. I don't know if
I was not aware of that, but I
wasn't either.
You must be doing something right because this is the second fan base that's gone at you so far this season, right? So that's a sign you're doing something right.
My guy, the Lakers came at me, and then my guy Mark, he's out there. He sent me the Instagram video, and I started off the game saying, because Doug Christie gave a little mean mug into the camera, and I'm like, yeah, that's how they do it in New York. We're ready to mean mug with them. And then my guy Mark texted me. He says, we do mean mug people, don't we? Not mad at you for calling this out. I'm just calling it like I said, Knicks fans. So calm the hell down and get out your feelings. All right.
That's some of that. That's that Philly, New York heat right there. I like that.
Via Sacramento, yeah.
Because here's the problem with New York fans and New Yorkers. You want to know how you could tell a New Yorker? They always tell you they from New York. Like the first sentence out there their mouth. I'll be like, how's the weather today? Oh, dog, you know I'm from New York. Back in New York, and I'm like, we don't care. New Yorkers got it. They got this complex about them. And it's like, not everything is great in New York. You may have some bagels. You may have some nice pizza and everything. Your basketball team may be up just a little bit. But hell, you ain't got to put
one of them
down. Sorry about that.
So you see somebody go, hey, how are you? And they go, well, I'm from New York.
Yeah, this BX. Right. This the Bronx.
Y'all know exactly what I'm talking. New Yorkers always
This uptown already. Yeah, Harlem, baby. Lenox Ave.
Oh man. Okay, let's talk about the Sacramento Kings, man. Hey, this ain't a must-win tonight, fellas. But damn it, you got to get this win tonight. You're coming off 2 tough losses at Denver, I understood. But then you got the brakes beat off you against a good New York team. You got to bounce back. We're trying to at least go 3-3 on this road trip, fellas. Right now, we're 0-2. We can't afford a loss to a Brooklyn, a loss at Philly on Wednesday. We got to put our hard hat. And the way to do that, fellas, is to get off to a better start. I don't know what the hell's going on with our starts, giving up 40 in the first against Denver, 38 in the first against New York. I looked at the numbers over the last couple of games. We're like 29th in defensive rating in those first quarters. We digging ourselves 20-point deficits. And that's something that we've seen, routinely during Doug Christie's stretch. We've been able to bounce back and battle back, fellas, and fight back and win. But damn, can we at least one game not get down by 10, 15, 20 points? We got to come out hot tonight.
Yeah, that's an especially good point because in November, when the Nets beat the Kings here, the Kings had a terrible first quarter.
Exactly. You got to get off to better starts. You got to get off to give yourself an opportunity, because everybody makes a run in the NBA. We know that, but it's hard to get down by 20, battle back, and then actually try and build a lead and sustain it or whatever. And so we got to get off to a better start. I want to give a shout out to Malik Monk the other night, fellas. I thought he was ready for the bright lights. He was ready for Madison Square Garden. He was ready to shout out Spike Lee, who was sitting courtside. He was barking at the fans. He was talking trash. He brought his A game the other night. 31 points, 9 assists, only 2 turnovers. I thought Malik was fantastic the other night, White.
Yeah, the thing that bugged me about that game, Drapes, was when Anunoby dunks and then later Bridges is shooting the free throw and he's like, hey, something's wrong. And clearly the stanchion had been repositioned, right? Because, so the guys go up there with the levels like, no, the rim's okay. Brother, that's not the problem, you moron. That's not, the rim is not the problem. The whole stanchion is out of whack. And I can't, you guys had to play all your commercials and wait for that delay. And the guys up there to let her go, no, we're good. No, that's not the problem. And
my God.
Yeah.
And Whitey, you know that's a union shop out there, Madison Square Garden. So they had like 8 people out there examining it and everything. And I'm like, can we just fix? It was obvious, right? But the way they made it sound and the way they were looking at it, it was like it was a rim issue. But to your point, OG had just dunked a minute before.
That thing.
And so I don't know if you guys heard it when the game started too. The game started a little late, actually. We supposed to tip off at a certain point. We started like 2 minutes late. And I said on the broadcast, you know how it is in New York, everything takes a little longer, whether it's traffic, whether it's, getting your bills paid, whatever it is. And then we had something simple as the stanchion got adjusted and we got a 10 to 15 minute break. It's like, what the hell? How many people do we need to screw in this light bulb here in New York? And so that
Dre, what was the other reason? Because I was obviously watching the game, I was getting the MSG call. It was Kenny Albert that was on the call this past weekend. What was the reason they went to the other side, the other rim?
That's a great question.
They never explained why.
No, but they went with the level too.
Yeah,
to the other rim as well.
Somebody got the bright idea. I think I wasn't there like Drace, but I think somebody got the bright idea. I don't think the rims are the right height. It's like that was not the problem.
Yeah,
that's what they were. Yeah, they went and measured the other one, but like you said, that wasn't the problem. Yeah, so it was just. It's a great arena, fellas. I'll say that. It's a tremendous arena. It's awesome. Like I said, you got the celebrities right there. And I will say this, from a media broadcasting standpoint, that's the best location in the entire NBA for a local media. We're sitting right at mid-court, right there in the front row. You can't beat that, man. And so it was a dream come true. That's all I got today, fella. I could go on for another 10 minutes. But lastly, I'll say, damn, we need a win tonight. We got to get a win tonight. Jay, that's Drape's Takes, man. It's brought to you by
Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms.
Yeah, we'll find out about Drape's interaction with Adam Sandler when we come right back to Sacktown Sports.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Fall head over boots in love with music this Valentine's Day. Get ready for Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, returning May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, and more. Enjoy food trucks, mechanical bulls, and line dancing. Tickets start at just $52. Visit CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Hyatt Vacation Club. Don't just say, I love you. Show it with music. Buy tickets now.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
This 49er injury report is brought to you by Jeremy Winter, attorney at law. He cares because he's been there. After an injury-plagued 2024 season, which ended 6-11 and out of the playoffs, the 49ers will focus on getting healthy in the offseason. Running backs Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Mason, and Isaac Guerrero all suffered season-ending injuries. Left tackle Trent Williams' ankle kept him out late in the year, and Brock Purdy missed the season finale with a hurt elbow. 49ers hope to enter 2025 with a full roster back intact.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave coming to you from my good friends at American Energy. Look, it's already cold outside. It's only going to get colder. American Energy wants to help you stay warm and make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of the $49 tune-up inspection. Normally $119, $49 right now, and that includes a full safety and duct inspection. And check it out. If your system's over 10 years old, and I'll bet it is, the tune-up, yeah, it's free. It's free from a company that's been in business since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ Better Business Bureau. Check their Yelp, check their Google reviews. Don't take my word for it. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. If you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at theaeway.com and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Some of y'all go get washed, some of y'all just go pop, some of y'all just go talk, and none of y'all ain't really got.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Drive Guys take you to the top of the hour. That's when game night takes over. The High Flyer and Henry Turner. The High Flyer is Henry Turner. The High Flyer and Scott Marsh will take you up to pregame tonight as we get ready for the Kings and the Nets. We got Kyle Draper in San Francisco. We found out this weekend, Drapes, that you are a sausage and pepperoni guy, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I was worried about you because the Kings had on social media, as all you guys were coming, I guess you were arriving at the arena, and they asked everybody in the traveling party, what's your favorite pizza topping? And Malik was, was Malik the one that said, no way it's pineapple? And there's a lot of people said pineapple. But you were kind of, it's like, I was worried about you because you said pepperoni and sausage. And it looked like are you okay? You just seemed kind of, maybe you had your mind on, the broadcast or something. It seemed like you had other things you wanted to do.
No, we were leaving shoot around. I was trying to catch that bus.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. I got you.
You know, I'm always on to the next thing, Whitey. I'm never in the present. I'm always on to the next thing. You know that.
Okay, yeah. You gave a nice answer and everything, but you just seemed a little like, I don't have time for this almost. I don't have time for your foolishness.
Usually that's for the players. I don't take part in that. And so I just said my little part and kept it moving, man. That's
Yes. Good answer. Tell us, if you would, about your interaction with Adam Sandler and Chris Rock and whoever else you were hanging out with courtside.
So, it was tremendous, dude. So I'm sitting there, I'm calling the game, and I turn to the left, and I'm like, oh, snap. First of all, hold up. Let me backtrack. Before the game, me and Katie are on our court about to do our pregame stand-ups and everything, and Spike Lee comes walking by. Now, mind you, I call the HBCU New York Football Classic every September, and Spike Lee's alma mater is always a part of it, Morehouse. So Spike was walking by. I'm like, well, shoot, I got to dap up Spike Lee. So we shook hands, dapped up, and, gave a pound and hug and everything. It kept it moving. So Spike is there. Then I'm calling a game, and I'm like, damn, Chris Rock and Adam Sandler are there. And I'm like, this is Saturday in New York. And so I don't fanboy over a lot of people, Whitey. I don't fanboy. But I turned to Katie and said, Katie, I'm getting a picture. I'm getting a picture today, damn it. I don't care. I'm getting my picture. She's like, all right, calm down, young fella. So then Chris Rock looks over at us. And I gave him just a little head nod and the peace sign. And he gave it back. And so that's all I needed from Chris Rock. That's all. I was like, I'm good. I'm good. So the game's going on. And then Katie's like, who's that wearing the big purple thing? And he looked like Barney. Or Mr. Snuffer. Like, he looked like Barney out there. I didn't know who it was. And then they flashed and it was Fat Joe.
Yeah.
I'm like, Fat Joe. Like, that's my guy. I grew up on Fat Joe. So halftime comes. Fat Joe goes walking by. And I'm like, Joey Crack, what's up, baby? He came over, dapped me up and everything. And I'm like, dang, Fat Joe. And so at the end of the game, I said, what's up to Fat Joe? I gave the peace sign and the head nod to Chris Rock. I dapped up my guy, Spike Lee. I have not talked to Adam Sandler yet. Now, a little context real quick, Whitey. The day before, our boy Mason Jones posted a selfie with Adam Sandler. It was right outside the hotel. So I'm like, oh, shoot. if Mason Jones is getting a selfie, that's believe Grapes is getting a selfie.
Come on, man. Don't compare yourself.
You know me, Jay. So I'm like, all right. So Sandler's walking by, and I'm like, all right, this is my chance. I'm like, I don't know if y'all ever remember when the girls used to jump double dutch back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kids, and they're like on the side, just like, looking to jump in and everything. That was me with the Adam Sandler selfie. And so he's walking by, and I'm like this, going back and forth, ready to. And then I'm like, Adam, what's up, my guy? Can I get a quick selfie? And he's like, oh, yeah, for sure. Came over and was like, bam, got the selfie. And I was like, yeah, you took one with our guy Mason Jones the other day. He's like, oh, yeah, I remember that. And we kept it moving. So I was rubbing elbows with the stars, Whitey. It was a good time, man. Great time.
So where they were all sitting, there's a really good chance, if not 100% chance, they saw you. So they knew, if they didn't know you, they knew what you were doing, right?
Exactly.
So
exactly. They and they're at most of the games, a lot of, so they know the opposing team's broadcast is right there. Like, I'm serious. Walt Clyde Frazier is 2 seats down from me.
My idol.
Yeah, dude, he still got swag too. And so, no, it was great, man. Outside of the game itself, the outcome, like the vibe was great, man. The vibe was great.
Fans are worried here, Drapes, about the opening of the game vibe from the Kings. For example, Dat Ninja says pregame is shaky. They're playing Call of Duty up until they hit the floor. LOL. No, seriously. People are wondering why are the Kings getting off to these slow starts all of a sudden?
Man, that's a great question. Because remember, we're like, oh, we got to start Malik. We got to change the starting lineup. We're having some of the same problems. We're getting off to slow starts. I don't know what it is. And it's not, the offense can be better, but you can't be giving up 38, 40 points, 42 points in the first quarter, Whitey. Yeah. And so do you turn the key on? But who you taking out? It's like they're in a pickle right now. I think, those starting 5, they just got to be better. And fortunately, Brooklyn is without several of their top guys, man. They're a G League team going out there tonight. Yeah. So I would imagine we'll come out with the requisite amount of focus early on.
I don't mean to make excuses, and we'll know soon enough whether this is valid or not. But one of the factors to me is that the last 2 games, the Kings have played really good teams on the road. So sometimes they're gonna get after you early on.
Yeah, and the Denver situation, is what it is.
Yeah.
But New York, that's a tough matchup for us, man. The way they play, like, and Doug said they got us tonight. We'll be better next time. I think we played them sometime in March. But they're relentless, man. They play hard. Karl-Anthony Towns wasn't even a factor in that game. Like, it was Josh Hart and OG Anunoby who killed us. They're physical. They're aggressive. They play fast in terms of, their attack on the glass. Like, we didn't match their energy early on. That's what happened, I thought, out there today.
Yeah, and I got my box score here, Drapes, and it must be wrong because it says here Josh Hart had 18 rebounds. So it's got to be a misprint, right? Josh Hart had 18 rebounds. What's going on?
Not only that, Whitey, the dude had 7 offensive rebounds. Mm-hmm. Like, how does that happen? Like, but MO, he crashes. He's always going for it. He's quick to the ball. And we didn't do a good job at all putting a body on anybody. I mean, they out-rebounded us 53-38. Like, Josh Hart had almost more than half of what we had, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And that can't happen, man. And then you look at a guy like Karl-Anthony Towns. He had 18 and 15, Whitey, but it was probably the quietest 18 and 15 I've seen because Hart was everywhere. OG was everywhere. Brunson, like, they got whatever they wanted, man. And the Knicks, they were ready. Mind you, the Knicks had all 3 days, too. They played Tuesday, then they were off, and then they played Saturday. So they were ready for the Kings, and we weren't ready at all.
I'm glad you pointed out late in that game because I was right there with you. They left Cat out there to get some numbers, and you pointed that out.
Right.
And he had he had a couple baskets late, so it's like you say, they finished with 18, but clearly he was just out there. All right, get a couple baskets.
Yeah, and Tom Thibodeau is my guy. Know him from my Boston days, but it made no sense that he was out there. No sense at all. And I'm like, why is Cat out here? Ball. He was on the bench. You guys are up by like 25 or whatever it was, 22. and then you bring him back in. It did make sense. And like you said, Whitey, and I was looking at the box score, and I'm like, is he trying to get a double figures? Is he trying to get a triple? Like, I wasn't sure what he was going for, but just other than stat padding.
Should we be at all concerned, Drapes, about De'Aaron Fox in 7 games since coming back from the right glute contusion? He's averaging 17.1 points, and he's shooting 35%. And he's got also now the sprained thumb, and he's not on the injured list, so he's playing tonight. Do you think he should be playing right now?
Nah, that's a tough one. How about this, Whitey? How about this? How about I'm okay with him playing, but with a bum finger and a bum thumb, I don't know if I need him shooting 20 to 25 times a game.
Yes, I'm 100% with you. Yes.
Right. If you go and play, you don't need to lead the team in shot attempts.
Yes.
Be a facilitator, take the open ones, but don't force any. Like, he had 25, I think it was against Denver. I don't know if you got the box score right there or not, but he got him up against Denver, took 20 shots the other night. It's like, all right, I'm okay with you playing, but you don't need to be chucking them up either, though.
Right.
How does DeMar only take 12 shots in that game?
Mm-hmm.
And he was 6 of 12, but De'Aaron 6 of 20. And I understand it's Madison Square Garden. I understand if you're out there, you're going to give it your all and everything like that. But maybe it's wiser. You know what? I'm going to set everybody else up. I'm going to make sure everybody else gets good looks. And then if I can get mine, great. It just seemed like De'Aaron was trying to play his normal game. And clearly, physically, he's not his normal self right now.
Yeah, I'll give him a ton of credit. He said, I had 60 with my hand taped. So he's not making excuses. Yeah. But if he doesn't play, then you have Keon play some more minutes. But the other minutes that Fox would have played, you got to play somebody like Carter, Herter, or, McLaughlin. And you're better off having Fox out there. But to your point, I agree. If he's not making shots and he's still taking a lot of shots, he's not helping you as much as he could. I think that's a great point. I'm with you 100%.
Thank you. And let me say this. I would imagine that's probably a challenge for Coach Doug Christie. A challenge for a lot of coaches, too. How do you tell the star player, nah, you're right, sit down, or nah, that's tough. Because if the star player says, I want to play, I'm good enough to play, you got to let him rock.
When we come back, Wednesday was a scheduled loss for the Kings. Tonight, fingers crossed, should be a scheduled win. We'll wrap things up here. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Nets. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 3. Tip-off at 4:30. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news. A CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This year, resolve to save on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Meta Chevy with $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on over 30 new half-ton Silverado LD and RST after rebate. And Meta Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Meta Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MetaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Available with special financing leases and other offers based on 2011 or newer Chevrolet.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Listen for the Toyota Tahoe Report every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with Johnny Mosley to get the latest weather conditions in Tahoe throughout this snow season. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
And this one's going out to all my homeboys. Rest in peace. Yeah.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Kyle Draper in San Francisco. He's got pre- and post-game duties for the Kings and the Nets tonight. We'll get to that. Drapes, just the update here on Jimmy Butler. The Miami Heat are suspending Jimmy Butler indefinitely again. That was confirmed by CBS Sports NBA insider Bill Ryder today. So this came after Butler walked out of a shoot-around ahead of tonight's game against the Magic. Butler was informed that he would be replaced in the starting lineup with Haywood Highsmith moving forward. So he left. So he is suspended for, well, let's see. He's being suspended for a minimum of 5 games. But this is what, the third time this month that Jimmy Butler has been suspended.
Well, here's the thing too, Whitey, man. Jimmy is a phenomenal player, but he's costing himself money every time here.
Yep.
Like, the Heat aren't going to lose this battle. Like, the only thing that's going to happen is now, dude. All these suspensions start adding up. And at some point, I don't know. And Jimmy is stubborn. We understand that, so it might be fine. But I'm like, oh, I'm not in the market of losing millions of dollars like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And you're not kidding about millions of dollars. Bobby Marks noted Butler will lose $532,737 in salary per game, meaning he'll be losing at least $2.7 million from his latest suspension. He has already lost around $3.1 million from his previous suspensions. So you're
he's talking close to $6 million. This dude is losing.
So I guess it's worth it to make your point if you're Jimmy Butler. I don't know.
There's too many games left in the season. Like, think about it. What if he doesn't get traded at the deadline? You want to get suspended another 40 games or whatever? You want to lose another 20 million or whatever it might be? Yeah.
It's, no winners. There aren't going to be any winners of this, I predict. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Gary has been hanging on. Gary, what's going on? You're on with the Drive Guys.
You know, hey, Drapes, I understand your excitement and your bragging about the Philadelphia Eagles. But I think you need to show some respect and give a shout-out to the New York Giants for not re-signing Barkley. You guys wouldn't be going to the Super Bowl.
You're right. You know what we might do? We might give them an honorary ring. You know, once we win the Super Bowl, give them a ring. You're right. They botched that, and Saquon fell into our laps, basically, and it changed everything for us. No doubt about it, Gary. You're right.
You know, I like the idea of a ring. In fact, dude is just amazing. But you guys have brought out the best in him.
Thank you, Gary.
Thanks, Gary. How about Saquon? I told you that's our CMC, fellas. That's our CMC. And you know what?
I was going to say in some ways he's been better than CMC, but that's probably blasphemous.
Did you see his pass protection also yesterday? Like how great he was at picking up the blitz? Like that's massive, man. That's huge, you know? And so shout out to Saquon, man. And the thing about it, did you see the story about when he was going to sign with the Eagles, what his daughter said. She
What's
said,
that?
basically, he told her, I'm gonna sign with the Eagles. She said, Dad, does that mean we're gonna win more? And he's like, yup, I hope so. And so, oh, it's been great, man. They might put a statue of Saquon up if they win this Super Bowl. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Are you worried about the officiating with all the talk about the officials are in the bag for the Chiefs? I'm not sure that actually makes total sense when you really think about it, but obviously it's a popular narrative. Does it concern you at all as an Eagles guy?
A little bit. And here's
why.
Huh? I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but I felt the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, we got robbed on that holding call. Sure, but you could have made that call 10 times during the game. And so I just feel like the Chiefs always get the benefit of the 50-50 calls. Things always seem to bounce their way. I'm not saying no conspiracy or anything like that, but Patrick Mahomes, man, he's the face of the league. And so I am a little worried about it. I am a little worried.
The problem I have with the conspiracy, and I'm sure we'll be talking about this a lot, and I know Jay has a lot to say on this. He's had a lot to say on it all season long. Given that the officials are not even full-time employees of the league, the conspiracy thing to me starts to break down a little bit when you consider that. I think as often as not, sure, there's some about the cachet of the Chiefs, but I think the officials are they're incompetent a lot more often than they should be. I think that's a bigger problem.
No, I'm 100% with you. I agree. I agree. I don't think there's a conspiracy. I don't think Roger Goodell is saying, oh, we want the Chiefs to win and, it'll be good for TV and ratings. He may think that the Chiefs will be great for ratings, but there's no memo coming down or anything like that. The officials are just bad. And I guess what's really, let me ask you this then. And I guess it could be proven that, there was some favoritism to the Lakers. Do you think leagues favor certain teams? You know what I mean? Like, does the NBA favor the Knicks, the Lakers?
Yes. Yes.
The big market teams.
Yes.
Right. And so why wouldn't they favor the Chiefs? Why wouldn't they favor when they were winning Tom Brady and the Patriots?
Well, to me, there's not as much motivation. And who knows what's happened. But, it's looked at times like the NBA historically has favored this team or that team. And you can understand why they would. Did they? We don't know for sure. But you can understand why they would. The NFL, it's a Super Bowl. 1 billion people are going to watch no matter who's playing in it, right? So that, to me, is where it's different. But I think Jay disagrees. I can tell by the way he's looking at me.
Yeah, I disagree in the fact that there are, when you take a step back and you look at some of the past Super Bowls, and I can understand where you're coming from with that, Whitey, because you look at like the 80s, you look at some of the 90s. I think it's a little different. I think we're playing on a different playing field now. Ratings, television money, what it costs, and it's always been at a premium. Super Bowl ads and commercials have always been at a premium. But we're talking about astronomical numbers, like, not only forget life-changing numbers. We're talking about something, as we've seen, 1 5-second clip can change a person's life socially, And so when you start to talk about that and the mass production that, someone can garner from, or the mass support that someone or a company or a league who's competitive. Don't get it twisted. The NFL is competitive. They're looking across and see that $76-78 billion deal the NBA's got. They're looking around and looking at some of these, news channels who had massive contracts. You can't tell me the NFL is not competitive. And if that's the case, then why are we paying 7 different platforms to try to find one game? I just think there's too much money involved in it. And we've seen in past and history in other areas of life, when there's too much money to be decided on one little thing, how it can definitely be construed to, make it make sense for that person that's who's garnering the most money.
I saw somebody on X saying, oh, the script is that the Chiefs win. And then Kelsey is gonna
retire.
No, he's gonna propose on the field to Taylor Swift. Raves. That's the script.
And then it'll be made into a Disney movie after that, right?
Yes.
You got any wishes for tonight, Whitey, at all?
Just real quick, yeah. Whitey's wish list. 1, don't get clowned by Clowney. He had 18 points in 22 minutes in November. 2, don't get hustled by Russell. You know, he's shooting the 3 ball well. He had 44 against the Kings once. And then thirdly, and we've been talking about it all show, avoid that slow start, Drapes. And when the Kings lost to the to the Nets in November, they got off to that slow start. So that must be avoided at all costs.
Yeah. I agree. And you got to come out fired up. You should be angry. You should be upset. You had a few days in New York. You should be well rested, ready to go tonight. Come out, get this win, and get ready for Philly.
Thanks, Drapes. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great pre and half and post game tonight.
Thank you. All right,
yeah, we'll talk to you then. We've got game night with a high flyer and Scott Marsh coming up next. Sacktown Sports.